Hello there guys, so today's Tuesday, today is another day off, and today I am really busy because I have everybody to meet up with today. But we're going to start with a very late lunch with Abby. After the last segment, things happened, mainly the spending of money. Abby is here.
Hi.
Yeah. So, we ended up going to Five Guys, where we had a very expensive lunch. That was like £20.
Yeah.
So, I've never been to a Five Guys before, and I wanted to check out the one that just opened up in Edinburgh, and it was fine. Not worth the money. What? So this is my to-do list for today, and you probably can't even read it because I've written it in silver pen, but I've gotten about 2 of these done maybe so far. I've also got cake, so that's pretty good. But today we are going to a botanical gardens. Ever since I was a kid, I was a fan of a number of things on television. Power Rangers, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Robot Wars. Also, David Attenborough's Life of Plants. Stay with me on this one. So during that programme, they spoke about 2 of the world's largest flowers. One of them is the Rafflesia arnoldi, and the other one is the Amorphophallus Titanum. Otherwise, since renamed due to that programme, the Titan Arum, because David Attenborough didn't want to be saying phallus every 10 seconds, which, fair enough, each their own. Ever since I found out about these 2 flowers, I've always wanted to see them in person. 36 hours ago, I found out that Edinburgh Botanical Gardens has one of the Amorphophallus Titanum, and it just opened. So, I'm actually here in the glass houses, and I'm kind of whispering because it's quite quiet, so it feels like it's what I should be doing. There's a smell, there's a definite smell, and I'm definitely sure that it's going to get worse as I get close to something I didn't explain about this flower actually. It's a carrion flower, so what it does is it mimics the smell of rotting flesh to attract things like carrion beetles and stuff to help pollinate it. Because they're so rare, what normally happens is botanical staff actually collect pollen from it. In fact, that's what some of the volunteers here have been saying today, that there's going to be pollen collected from this one sort of later on in the evening, and that's the idea, that to help pollinate other Titan Arums in Europe. So they'll send the pollen to another plant and help pollinate it because it's extremely rare. So I'm actually here with Susie at the minute, and you're one of the volunteers who's looking after New Riki at the moment. Yes. Why is the Titan Arum important?
Okay, the Titan Arum is a plant from Sumatra. Okay. And in the wild, it's categorized as vulnerable, which means it's very threatened. They're actually edible, and they're collected a lot. Yeah, I mean, we don't eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they are edible, and it is very threatened, and so that's why it's important.
Right.
But it's also important because it's so spectacular.
It is. How tall is that one actually?
That got to 202.5 centimeters.
Wow.
Yeah?
Wow, because I've been saying it's a big flower, and I think up until this point people just feel like, oh, how big can it be?
Yeah. Well, that technically isn't a flower. It's called an inflorescence, and inside it there are male and female flowers. Right, so last night the female flowers were ripe and receptive.
Okay.
And so for that reason the flower started smelling.
Right.
Okay. So, and that was to attract all those insects that bring pollen from 500 miles away in Sumatra, which isn't true because we're in Scotland, not Sumatra.
But we still have insects.
It still has, we do,
to it, yeah.
But they can't bring pollen to it.
Right, because there aren't any.
They're attracted, and we have got an entomologist, and they have. You look at the yellow fly, the sticky fly traps, the yellow ones. That and the blue ones are trying to see what insects are actually attracted to it.
Right, okay.
Okay, so that's part of the science that we're doing with it.
One of the other things I was going to say obviously is that it doesn't, to me anyway, it doesn't smell that bad at the moment.
No, it doesn't smell now. Very good reason for that. Last night it smelled, and it heated up enormously, so it got actually to about body heat, human body heat.
Yeah.
And the smell, that wafts the smell out.
Right,
okay. To attract the flies in.
So that's what like the spike does.
The
like
fly
a chimney,
spike funnels it out.
Yeah,
okay. That's right. And you could actually see the steam rising. So the smell went out, and the flies in theory came in and pollinated the flower. Now they come in and it's hot in there, and they're basically partying. Because it's, flies like rotting, so they think it's party time, so in they go, fly about, enjoy the smell, pollinate the female flowers. And then, once the female flowers have been pollinated, it's in the flower's interest to spread its own pollen elsewhere. So at that point, it stops smelling, the temperature goes down a bit, and the flies get bored.
Right.
The flower, the pollen then matures. So male flowers then mature, which is now, and the flies go away because they get bored.
Okay, so it's been pollinated and it's now producing its own pollen.
Yes, we pollinated with pollen from 3 different botanic gardens.
Nice. From
Basel in Switzerland, from Kew in London, and Cambridge Botanic Garden, because they all have flowers that are that's there.
They're still about.
There's still flies around. Exactly. Although we can't smell it as much.
They still can detect it.
They obviously can still detect it. So that has been pollinated.
Right.
Tonight, at 6 o'clock-ish, we will increase the size of the hole, and we will harvest the pollen.
So, it's just a little bit after 1 o'clock in the morning on the 4th of August, which means that today is a day that I have not really been looking forward to for the past couple of months. Today is the day that the Edinburgh Fringe starts, which means for the next month, I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be really busy. This time last year, I left the world of employment for a month, so I didn't get to enjoy the Fringe very much because I didn't have any money to do it, and you do really need money to properly enjoy the Fringe. I'm going to take those off because the reflection from the TV is really annoying. So yeah, I'm not sure how these videos are going to work during this month. I'll either have lots to film or I won't have time to film anything. I don't know how it's going to plan out. I don't have a plan. This time last year I had a plan to do things and it didn't work because everyone else I knew was so busy that they couldn't commit to what I wanted to do. So I've not made any plans for this year. Oh no, I've lost some falafel. Oh no.